Go EV program, which is dedicated to building the electric vehicle community within Bay Area. So we have different clinics and such that help out community members, and we help bring in EVs to our community. The other part of beneficial electrification at Actera is the Green at Home series, which is this, which we're going to be diving right into. It's all about making home residential greener through electrification. So it includes rooftop solar, EV charging, heat pump water heaters, et cetera, LED lighting. You can find everything on our website. We carry a lot of different resources for you. This is actually the first workshop out of a 4-part series for Green at Home. The next one will be heat pump water heater, followed by solar rooftop, and finally finishing up with EV charging. It's going to be once a month. So thank you for joining us today here with our first workshop. Because this is our first workshop, it's a little special. So at the end, if we can just take a little quick group photo through screenshot, we would appreciate that. Okay, so let's dive right into induction technology. So here are the 3 different stoves most commonly found in the United States. The first upper left-hand picture is the commonly found gas stove, which is mostly found in pretty much the majority of all residential units in the United States. It supplies energy through natural gas and then creates the open flame. The next appliance most commonly found in kitchens is the electric stove, which is the bottom picture right over here. It is, it charges electricity through coils, which then heats up the stove. I pictured 2 different electric stoves. The one on the left-hand bottom corner is the one without the glass on top. It's just the electric coil. I wanted to picture what the electric coils look like. The more common one is the bottom right-hand corner with the glass on top. I just wanted to better envision it for you guys. And then the induction stove on the top left-hand corner is the one that I'll be speaking about today. The electric stoves at the bottom, they get hot as well, and so do the gas stoves, but the induction stove doesn't get hot, and that is an important notice. So what exactly is an induction cooktop? Why are we even here? What's so special about this? An induction cooktop is cooking with magnetism, so there's no open flame. It's much better for fire safety hazards, and it also decreases the amount of residual heat found in your kitchen. But so how exactly is it cooking with magnetism? If there's no open flame, if there's no heat source, how does it even cook our food? Well, through the physical properties of iron or stainless steel, it generates a magnetic field within the burner on the induction cooktop. So essentially, that magnetic field creates magnetic currents within the pan, or within the pan, and so the pan becomes essentially the heat point of source for your food. It is much more efficient at 80 to 90% efficiency compared to the ladder of the gas stove and the ladder of the electric stove. The electric stove is about 60 to 70% efficiency, and the gas stove is only a 30 to 40% efficiency. It is also a longer lifespan because the pan or the cookware that you are cooking with becomes your heat source. It actually heats up your food in a much quicker time span than the electric or the gas stove does. And because it has less time requirement to heat up your food, it then enables the lifespan to be longer because you're cooking it for less time. So typically these stoves you can cook them for 2,500 hours, which is about roughly equivalent to about 25 years or so, 10 to 25 years. And I'm going to go ahead and dive right into that in a little bit as well. But it depends on how long you are going to be cooking with it. So, depending on which induction stovetop you will be using, there's the portable one, then there's a range which has the oven and the cooktop on top, and then just the regular cooktop. I personally have the portable one, which I use all the time. I love it. I hook it up into my kitchen outlet, the standard 120 volt outlet. Most homes are already equipped to have this outlet in it, and it works a charm. I've never had any problems with it or anything. If you're looking for something a little bigger, such as the range or the cooktop, then you are going to need that 240 volt outlet. However, you shouldn't worry too much about installations. Most kitchens are already equipped to have these types of appliances. And if you're a little unsure whether your kitchen can fully hold these cooktops, go ahead and ask an electrician tech. He can be able to help you out, but it shouldn't be too hard or difficult at all. I also want to point out that the manuals are your friends. They are a great tool when using your cookware. As stated before, the pans need to be magnet pans. So stainless steel or iron. That means that the aluminum or the copper or the ceramic or the glass pans that are commonly found in kitchens, they unfortunately will not be able to work, but don't get discouraged because most kitchens already have stainless steel or iron pans, whether they realize it or not. When I first got my induction stove a couple months ago, I was like, darn, I'm going to need to go shopping. I don't have any pans for it, etc. I'm not a big fan of shopping and I wasn't really looking forward to it. And I was like, wait, let me just see if I have a pan, if it'll work. And it turns out I did. I had 2 pans without even realizing. And so I actually want to show you how you can test whether your pan is induction proof or not. So you just take a magnet, any magnet that you have in your kitchen. And if it sticks, then it's induction proof. If it doesn't stick, then it's not induction proof. See, this doesn't stick. So this won't work for an induction stove. If it's a non-induction able cookware, then it will read an error code such as E0. That's what my induction stove reads. That's what a majority of them read. It means that no cookware is detected or incompatible cookware, or the cookware is just not aligned properly on the burner. You want to make sure that you're paying attention to the error codes, because if you don't respond to the error codes, then it can potentially damage the induction cooktop, and we don't want to damage these cooktops. Other error codes are E1 for excessive high temperature, cooking fan malfunction or inadequate ventilation. Another error code is E2, cooking surface temperature exceeding 460 degrees, so just when it gets too hot. And E3, voltage input is too high or too low. However, these error codes are all very rare. You shouldn't be reading them quite often at all. The one that I wanted to point out, though, was the magnet one, to make sure that you are using the right cookware. And in the case that you don't have induction ready cookware, such as the stainless steel or the iron, and you are shopping for some new pots and pans, the sticker on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the screen, let me see if I can get a pointer really quick. So this little sticker right here, it tells you that the cookware is induction ready. You'll see it for newer cookwares, but you won't see them for older cookwares. So the big why. Now that we know a little bit more about induction technology, why do we want to go induction? So as we all know, we are pressed with this very dire and urgent climate emergency crisis, climate change. The left-hand picture is a picture of California's Bay Area, home to many of us, filled with air pollution, smog, carbon dioxide, particulate matter, which decreases our livelihood and makes our air quality poor, where humans can't breathe clean air, where animals and ecosystems are struggling as well. And then the right-hand picture shows, in contrast, what California's Bay Area could be. A clean, crisp day in San Francisco where the skies are clear, where children can play outside without having to worry about their unhealthy air exposure risks, and where ecosystems, plants, animals, and humans can all live harmoniously together. So I want to give some statistics from the United States Energy Information Administration regarding natural gas and how it contributes and plays a role in our environment. The gas stove, like I had mentioned in a couple of the previous slides, is getting their power, their energy from natural gas. And natural gas is a major contributor to climate change and contributes to the pollution and the dirty skies, such as that picture before. Residential and commercial buildings are responsible for roughly 25% of California's greenhouse gas emissions. Natural gas and propane stoves can release carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, and other harmful pollutants into the air, which can be toxic to people and pets, and even the environment itself, wildlife, animals, our ecosystems, etc. The United States consumes 28.7% of the world's natural gas. So one country consumes 28.7% of the world's natural gas. That's insane. We consume a lot of natural gas. In 2017, there were 1,475 mega metric tons of carbon dioxide from natural gas in the United States. Natural gas releases 117 pounds of carbon dioxide emitted per million British thermal units, BTUs. So these natural gas stoves contribute to this picture over here of the polluted air that we are breathing and the climate emergency crisis. So how can we fix that? Through decreasing our natural gas consumption, such as through induction technology. Induction technology can essentially be a 100% renewable energy source because it gives us the pathway to live through electrifying our homes through renewable energy. So if you're getting your natural gas or your utilities from a utility scale grid, which many of us are, unless we have our own solar rooftop panels, then it only takes us 0.29 pounds of carbon dioxide to boil a pot of water. In contrast, with a natural gas stove, it takes 1.17 pounds of carbon dioxide to boil the same pot of water. And that's because of the energy source we are using. So with gas, it's going to be a higher emission of carbon dioxide as opposed to the induction stove. Now, say you do have the solar rooftop panels on your home, that the 0.29 pounds of carbon dioxide to boil that pot of water can essentially be minimized to almost 0 pounds. It can almost be 100% renewable energy source. The efficiency between induction compared to natural gas is far more efficient. And I want to again point out that induction has an 80 to 90% efficiency compared to the natural gas's efficiency range of 30 to 40%. Okay, so now that we know natural gas is bad, that it's contributing to climate change, dirtying everything, dirtying our air, our livelihood, the wildlife, exactly how and why does it do that? Why is natural gas so bad? I want to quickly touch up on fracking, hydraulic fracking. I'm not sure if you've heard of this before, but it's a big controversy because it's how we obtain natural gas. So basically, it's pressurizing large amounts of sand, water, and other chemicals into deep rock formations underground, as pictured over here. So it goes through different earth surface layers all the way underground into finally obtaining that rich gas layer. And then you have to shoot it all the way back up. And it's a very dirty process. It's very polluting and it's very water intensive. It contaminates many of freshwater resources we have, such as pictured in the right-hand corner or the right side of the screen. It completely dirties ecosystems and wildlife. It's a threat to nature. It also is very water intensive, like I mentioned. It requires 70 to 140 billion pounds of water in the United States each year just to frack. 70 to 140 gallons, my bad, I'm sorry. And it also releases large amounts of methane into the environment. Methane is another criteria pollutant, very damaging greenhouse gas. It is 21 times more damaging than carbon dioxide. And fracking is known to have methane leaks and other natural gas leaks. You have to transport the natural gas into communities, and so that requires more pressurization tubes to be able to transport it, the infrastructure, and it's all very flammable and dangerous as well. It releases those methane and the natural gas into the environment, like I had said, and it's also just not very safe. In the past decade, there were over 1,100 accidents, fatalities, injuries pertaining to hydraulic fracking. One of the biggest fracking accidents in 2016 was the Aliso Canyon accident in Los Angeles County. It was a very damaging accident and released over 600 billion pounds of methane into the environment, or 6 billion pounds of methane into the environment. I just want to show you this graph here of the different nitrogen dioxide levels in California during this COVID world that we're living in. So the first upper left-hand picture shows pre-shutdown and the nitrogen dioxide levels, to the soft shutdown, the full shutdown, and then another full shutdown. And there's a strong correlation between the shutdowns and the pollution levels in our air. And although these nitrogen dioxide levels are pollutants from outdoor emissions such as vehicle, industrial operations, transportation, etc., nitrogen dioxide is still a pollutant found from natural gas within our stoves and contributes to pollutant levels inside our homes and worsens indoor air quality. So if this is the pollution level from outside in California, just imagine the pollution levels that we bring inside our homes by introducing these gas appliances and being reliant upon natural gas into our residencies. Residential homes, why Go Induction? So like I mentioned before, the home safety, you don't have to worry about fires or burns. And what's nice about induction is because you're cooking through magnetism, the surface on the cooktop actually doesn't get hot. It only gets hot if you have that iron or stainless steel pan to be able to induce the magnetic field and the magnetic currents. But if you don't have the iron or the magnetic field properties, it just simply can't get hot. It wouldn't heat up, it just wouldn't work. And so the home safety for induction is far better compared to electric stoves and the gas stoves, because the electric and the gas stoves, it gets really hot. It improves the indoor air quality for a more comfortable home. It does not make the kitchen warmer, and it's easier to clean. With the gas stove, 60% of the heat generated is lost into the outside atmosphere. So that's why your kitchen oftentimes gets hot when you're cooking with a gas stove. But remember that the induction efficiency is 80 to 90%. So you don't have to worry about your kitchen getting hot in the middle of a hot summer day while you're cooking with an induction stovetop. It's easier to clean as well, and I'll get into that on a later slide. And the improved indoor air quality and more comfortable home, to me, is a very important aspect of induction cooking. It has been proven that 42%, here, let me actually over here. Children who grow up in a residence with a gas stove are 42% more likely to develop asthma, which is an insane statistic as well. So many children nowadays, asthma rates just keep on growing and keep on increasing. And there's now a proven correlation that the appliances that we are using in our home help contribute to that. It contributes to wheezing as well and just poor respiratory health because of the nitrogen dioxide increases. A Berkeley study as well has compared that the indoor air quality of 60% of California homes actually do not pass the Environmental Protection Agency standards for outdoor air quality as well, and that is because of these gas appliances. And they conducted a study that showed if people transitioned to electric appliances from gas appliances, it can save potentially 597 illnesses and deaths within the United States. So let me go back really quickly. And that I also want to mention as well, this is a point of notice. If you have a pacemaker, I'm not sure if you have a pacemaker, or if someone in your residency has a pacemaker, it's not recommended to have an induction cooktop because the iron, it can induce the magnetic field. So you would want to make sure that the health precautions are being met, and that's just something to keep note of. I don't want anyone getting hurt, and we don't want any injuries. It can be potentially dangerous. So cooking, why go induction? It's quicker to heat up the pan food and to bring liquids to a boil. It's the best temperature response, and it evenly cooks food. So because your cookware becomes your heat of source, it heats up your food evenly, distributed evenly all throughout the pan. So with electric and gas stoves, because you have that flame that is the flame or the coil that is this heat source, it can develop uneven temperature levels throughout the pan. And so a lot of famous chefs actually prefer induction for this reason. It also brings food to higher temperatures much quicker and to lower temperatures much quicker. So this study shows, the study shows the amount of time it takes for 3 induction stoves, 2 electric stoves, and then 1 gas burner, the amount of time it takes to bring pots to 200 degrees Fahrenheit and then to cool it down to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. You see that the temperatures for induction by far surpasses the gas stoves and the electric stoves as pictured here. And that includes as well for cooktop heat up time results. Again, the efficiencies of these 3 stoves and then these other 3 stoves at hand also reflect as well that induction is by far the best efficiency. And if you're also a little skeptical because you've never had an induction stove, you're used to cooking on a gas stove, I understand. That's how I was at first too, because I feel like I can go in my kitchen and just whip something up really quickly with my gas stove. And I was like, I don't know the temperature controls for an induction, but your induction stove will come with a manual, and the manual shows you the different temperature levels to heat your food. And a lot of it is learn as you go. After about a couple uses, you'll learn really quickly which levels and temperature settings will work best for your food. How to clean your induction cooktop. You want to make sure that you keep it clean, because if there's food residue or food left over on the top of the surface, it can interfere with the magnetic properties, and it may cause some interferences with your food, with heating your food. So just make sure you keep it clean. If you have super crusty food that's just hard to scrape off with a soft cloth or a soft sponge, you can just get a little like spoon or such and scrape it off at a 45-degree angle. Just be gentle because it is a glass top. But it's not common at all for induction stoves to suffer from scratches or breaks and such. That's something else I wanted to clear up. I know a lot of people are concerned about breaking the glass top, but it almost never happens. Vinegar and baking soda, vinegar and soapy water, or vinegar and water are the most recommended cleaning agents for induction stovetops. There are induction cleaners as well, such as Cerama, Bright, and Wayman. You can find them at your local Target or your local Walmart. And just make sure you're using a soft surface to clean it with. Avoid other cleaners such as chlorine bleach, metal sorine pods, flammable cleaners, caustic cleaners, dishwashing agents, scrub sponges, or powdery cleaners. These are not recommended for your cooktop. And again, your manual is your best friend. It'll tell you everything you need to know about keeping your cooktop clean. Gas bans in the Bay Area keep on progressing and keep on getting pushed. And so within the near future, it's going to be very likely that all cities in the Bay Area are going to have a gas ban. These cities currently already imposed a gas ban: Burlingame, Campbell, East Palo Alto, Los Altos, Millbrae, Redwood City, City of San Mateo, Sunnyvale, Berkeley, San Mateo County, and Moore County. So this induction stovetop is something that you should maybe start considering in the back of your mind once gas bans further get progressed. But right now it's just for new residential buildings, so it shouldn't impact existing community members too much at the current moment. So who else is using induction cooktops? This slide is super fun because these famous chefs: Thomas Keller of the French Laundry, 3 Michelin stars; James Lowe at Lyle's, 1 Michelin star; Angus Ann, he's worked at many restaurants with a lot of different Michelin stars. They all recommend induction cooking. The Culinary Institute of America in New York is using induction cooking. Wolfgang Puck is using induction cooking. And I'm not sure if you've heard of Rochelle Boucher in the Bay Area, but she's also using induction cooking. She's a huge induction advocate. And these are just 3 cooktops that I searched on the web to show to you guys about the different price ranges for cooktops. So the first one, these are all highly rated cooktops. Again, a lot of it is finding the right cooktop for you, but these ones were all highly rated. The first one I found off Home Depot. It's at $1,800. What was nice about the Home Depot website is that it actually included the rebates as well that can correspond with your induction purchase. The next one was a less expensive option. It's just the cooktop. The first one, I believe, includes the full range. But the second one is a lesser expensive option, still really great reviews. The last one is the one that Actera uses, the New Wave PIC Platinum Portable Cooktop. If you're interested in more cooktops, I can email you different links that I found. And that brings me to my next slide: how to save money off of your cooktops, because who doesn't love to save money? The Silicon Valley Clean Energy customers can receive a 50% rebate off the purchase of your cooktops. Here are the steps to complete the rebate application. So you go to appliances.svcleanenergy.org/cooktops, another slash. You have to be a customer of SV Clean Energy. Here are more rebate programs: Bayren Home and Electrification Appliance and Efficiency Rebates, a $300 rebate applicable to Alameda, Contra Costa, Marin, Napa, San Mateo, Santa Clara, Solano, Sonoma counties. The Bayren rebate program also included other rebates on appliances for heat pump water heaters and such. They were a pretty great website. I was pretty impressed by the rebates they had. East Bay Community Energy, you can take up to $300 off your cooktop. Electrify Marin, a $500 rebate, and then for the cooktop and oven, and then a $250 rebate for just the cooktop only. And I'll be sending you guys these links afterwards in a couple of days, so you can go check out these rebates, save money if you're interested in an induction cooktop. And if you aren't quite ready to make that full transition from your current cooktop to an induction cooktop, I don't blame you, I understand, but at least try out an induction cooktop loaner. Sonoma and San Jose both have induction cooktop loaners, but right now they're temporarily on hold due to COVID-19. But don't worry, because Actera currently has an induction cooktop loaner program. So we will loan you an induction cooktop for 3 weeks. It's limited availability. You can find out more information at our website at actera.org/induction, or you can email me, brianna.duarte@actera.org. We are super excited to be sharing out these cooktops with community members. We just want to be able to have people try them out, check it out, see if you like it, see if it works for you, because it's a great resource, and it's also good for the environment. You can also check us out at our socials listed down below for more information as well. We post frequently about it. Okay, and this leaves us with our guest speaker, Jessica Chancellor, to speak about time of use with PG&E.
Great, thanks, Brianna. This is Jessica Chancellor. I'm with Pacific Gas and Electric. Can you just confirm you can hear me?
We can hear you.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, I unfortunately am not able to be with you all on video today due to some technical difficulties, but I do have the information ready and available on the slides there for you to see today, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity to share some great information with all of you. So if we can move to the agenda slide, and then I will let you know as we should be progressing slides, if that's all right. Okay, so today I'm here to share with you some information about rate options, communication preferences, assistance programs, and our current time of use transition for residential customers. We do have rate options that are available for different types of households, and we understand that with rate options, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach, and for that reason, there is some variety there. Communication preferences, we do have ability for you to select the language that's best for you. And then we do also have some programs that provide assistance where needed based on income and medical, and I'll be sharing more information in detail about that. And then our time of use transition schedule will be available for your viewing, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well. We can go to the next slide. So are you on the best PG&E residential electric rate plan for your household? As I stated, we do have a variety of rate plans. We have time of use rate plans, which matter not just how much energy you use, but also when you're using your energy. So this works for a lot of customers who have a little bit of control on when they use their energy, and it really does put control back into the customer's hands on pricing, because if you can shift your energy to the off-peak periods of the day, then you can potentially lower your bill. And then we do have a tiered rate plan as well, and what that means is the more you use, the more that you will pay. There is no requirement or differentiation between price on what time of day that you use your energy. It only matters how much energy you're using, but it does go up in price the more that you do use. And then we have electric vehicle rate plans, and this is for customers who may have battery storage at their home or have electric vehicles. So these items could work well for those customers as well. Now the best thing for customers to do is to simply go online to pge.com/rate choices. There we have a tool available for you that's going to take all the guesswork out of what is the best rate plan for you. The tool utilizes the information of how you have already been using your energy for the past 12 months or for however long you've been at the residence. And it looks at not just how much you're using, but when you're using it. And it will give you an estimated annual cost on the variety of rate plans that are available to you. So then if the item that's most important to you is cost, you can simply choose the lowest cost rate plan. But in terms of supporting our energy goals and helping the environment, if you can adapt to a time of use rate plan, that is what we would prefer, because it does allow us to manage the demand on the electric grid more easily, as well as supports our renewable energy goals and allows us to use energy when it's most plentiful, which is renewable resources during the daytime and during the off-peak periods, which are the lower price times. Now, if you don't have access to online, that's okay. You can also contact our contact center and speak to a representative. They'll be happy to run this rate comparison for you and determine what is the best rate plan for your household. And there's information provided that will give you the contact phone number, or we can share that with you afterwards as well. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So to PG&E have your correct contact information. It's really important for us to make sure that we have the ability to reach you with important safety messages when they arise. In situations where we have like public safety power shutdowns, we want to make sure that we're connecting with customers that might be impacted or affected by that. And so for those reasons, we really do need you to update your contact information. And if we don't already have the best number to reach you, you can do that by going to pge.com or calling the contact center, which is the number noted there, 1-800-743-5000. And then in addition to that, online or with a representative, you can also update your language preference. So if you prefer to have your bills come in Spanish or other languages that we serve, you can choose the languages available to you and for what's going to work best for your needs. You can go to the next slide. So there's a couple different ways that you can reduce your monthly energy bills. We do have programs that can assist conservation and reducing your usage just overall. That is probably the best and easiest way to do it. But we do also have programs that can assist based on income. So if there is limited income in the household, you may be able to qualify for one of two programs, either CARE, which is California Alternative Rates for Energy, or our Family Electric Rate Assistance Program, and that is FARA. Now, both of those provide a discount for customers based on the income. CARE being the greater of the two discounts, and if you do qualify for that, you'll automatically be enrolled. So you can apply for that very easily by going online to pge.com/CARE-FARA. You can also contact our contact center and enroll through our automated system or by speaking to a representative. So same contact number, 1-800-743-5000. Very easy to apply and will be shown on your typically the next billing statement. Okay, go ahead and go to the next slide. You may also qualify for one of our other two programs for lowering your cost of your bills. One is the Energy Savings Assistance Program, and this is to help customers make their homes more energy efficient. This isn't just for homeowners. This can also be applicable for renters. So if you feel like you may be able to qualify or you're interested in information about this, then I would highly recommend that you go online to pge.com/ESA for Energy Savings Assistance. Again, you're always welcome to call us at the contact center. We'll be happy to provide more information in regards to that. And then we do have a medical baseline program as well. If there's anyone in the home that might need additional either electric or gas service because of a qualifying medical condition, some examples for that may be a sleep apnea machine or possibly the use of oxygen. Those are common items that would qualify. You can go online to pge.com/ medical baseline and apply for that program. And what that does is it gives you more usage at a lower rate. And then in turn, for having that, your bill will be lower. It also allows us to provide you early notifications for public safety power shutdowns and confirming that you've received the notifications. So we'll be doing everything we can to make sure that you have confirmed you're aware of any kind of public safety power shutoff that might be coming your way. Okay, so I told you I'd be talking to you a little bit about our time of use transition. And what's happening right now is currently we're doing a transition for residential customers who are on a tiered rate plan, which is our E1 rate plan. And we are automatically moving those customers to our time of use peak pricing 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. everyday rate plan. Now, this is at the direction of the California Public Utility Commission, and it is really a statewide effort. So this is not something that just PG&E is doing. Southern California Edison is currently underway with their transition as well. And San Diego Gas and Electric has already completed their transition. Now, what does this mean for you? Really is that this transition is going to take place. We started back in October of last year, and it's going to go all the way through to March of 2022. And in terms of your bill, you just want to be cognizant that when you're using energy, it doesn't just matter how much you're using, but when you're using it. And with this rate plan that we'll transition you to, if you are part of the time of use transition, the peak times that you want to try to avoid using energy is from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. It doesn't mean that you can't use energy during that time. It just means that that's the peak time where costs are a little higher. And there's 19 other hours of the day where it's preferred that you use your energy. So if you can shift your usage to those times, then that would be better for your bill, and it's also better for the environment. So when will you potentially transition? So if you are included in the time of use transition, there is a schedule showing right now. The middle column indicates what counties or communities will be transitioning and based on what month. So right now, our next transition is going to occur in April, and it's going to affect the Sonoma and Mendocino counties. And then as you can see, it goes all the way through to March of 2022, where our last wave of transitions will occur in the Contra Costa, Solano, Marin, and Napa area. Now, say that you like your current rate plan right now. Maybe you are one of our transition customers that will be included in the transition. If you like your rate plan right now and you don't want to transition, you have the choice, and you can simply decline the transition, and I'll give you some more information about that. Now, what you see on the screen now is a sample of a notification that we will send to customers in advance of transitioning. So any customer who is currently on the tiered E1 rate plan may be included in the transition. There are some exclusions that may apply that would make you ineligible. So just because you have the E1 tiered rate plan doesn't mean you're automatically going to be included. But if you are, you will receive this notification. And what the notification provides to you is more information about the transition. It also provides to you a personalized rate comparison, similarly to what you can find online right now, and or contacting our contact center. It takes out, like I said, the guesswork of figuring out what is the best rate plan for you. And it tells you the estimated annual cost of 3 of the rate plans available to you today. It also highlights which one is the lowest one for you in terms of financial cost. And then what you'll see at the bottom is a perforated tear-off reply card. And that gives customers the ability to take action in one of a few ways. This way, you simply can indicate by checking one of the boxes which rate plan is best for you. Sign it, date it, and send it back. It is postage paid, so it's very easy to complete, and you can take action that way. Another way that you can take action is by going online to pge.com/TOU choice. And you can also contact our contact center to take action. And the phone number is 866-743-7945. The number will be noted, as you can see here in the upper right-hand corner of this notification. It will be noted on your notification as well. And then in addition to that, we will be sending out a 30-day reminder notification as well. And potentially, there are some customers who will receive an outbound call just to advise, again, prior to transitioning, that they do have a choice and how they can take action. Okay, so just as I stated here, you do have a choice on whether or not you're included in the transition. Your choices are the following. One, you can decline the transition. You don't have to be part of it. You can simply take action, and you can stay on your current rate plan if you choose. The second option is that you can change your rate plan at any time. So you can go online or you can contact our contact center, and we'll be happy to assist you with completing that rate change. And you can do that a couple of times a year. So I would recommend that you do it today if you have time. Go online, see what is the best rate plan for your household. And then number 3, take no action at all and be part of the transition where you get to try it risk-free. And what that means is that we are providing bill protection to customers that are part of the transition. If you decide to be part of the transition, we're going to allow you to try it at no negative impact to you. So if we determine at the end of the 12 months or whenever you decide to change rate plans, whichever happens first, if you paid more on your time of use rate plan versus your tiered rate plan, we're going to credit you back the difference. So know that if you do nothing, you're still going to be protected for the first year. And at the end of that year, we'll notify you when it's concluding so that you can, as a reminder, to take action if this wasn't the best rate plan for you. And then lastly, I'll just stop there, that I want to make sure that if I leave you with anything today, it's, that we have a time of use transition underway. You're going to start to hear about that through the media, through community-based organizations like this one today. You'll also get notifications if you're part of the transition. And then number 2 on that, you do have a choice. So you can go to pge.com/TOU every day to get more information and take action. And then don't forget to take advantage of those programs that I told you about. So if you want more information, you can go online to pge.com and get additional information, or call our contact centers and we'll be happy to assist you. You can enroll online or they can assist you with sending you applications if you contact our contact center. So again, I appreciate the time with you all today. I hope that you found the information valuable, and I look forward to any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Jessica. So now we would like to open these last couple minutes for any questions. I would also like to announce our next workshops in the Green at Home series. March 9th is our heat pump water heater workshop. April 6th is our solar rooftop workshop. May 11th is our EV charging workshop. All of them are going to be at 2 p.m. Again, please feel free to visit our website and email me or follow us on social media. Okay, so Jessica, I see Jerry has a question. What are the administration costs of this rate transition program? PG&E is a publicly traded company. I hope they are paying for this. Does an IC need to be inspected or permitted by the city?
So I think what the question is asking is, how is this being funded? And this is something that's covered in our general rate case. So that is, I'm sure you probably can understand, is incredibly complex. And it is to move customers to time of use because we need to be able to have a reliable grid for the future. You may recall, like over this past year, there was situations across California where there was blackouts that were occurring because there wasn't enough energy to meet the demand on the grid. And that's what this is to ensure, is that we do have the ability to meet the demand on the grid that is needed and to try to limit the demand during those peak hours. And then there was a question in regards to an inspection, and I'm not quite following what that part of the question is. So maybe if there's more context that could be provided.
Jerry, did you want to elaborate on your question? Okay, so thank you, Jessica, for helping out with that question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nancy Kropp asked, my question is on the EMF exposure health risks. I'm reading articles to stand a foot away when cooking. Yes, however, I still do recommend consulting with your health provider or such before regarding any health risks. I was reading different articles as well. Some were saying 3 feet away. And so I think it really depends, depending on perhaps the cooktop or for your specific EMF exposure. Jonathan Luskin asked, do you have cost comparisons for gas stovetop versus induction given the new rates from PG&E? Assume I ended to cook during prime time, 6 p.m. So Jessica, did you want to help out with this question? I think he's talking about how he's cooking at the prime time during 6 p.m. for the gas stovetop comparisons versus, versus inductions. I don't have those comparisons on me at the moment for the new rates from PG&E. Perhaps Jessica can elaborate more so on how that will affect him. Jessica?
Yeah, I don't know the actual energy consumption that's required to operate, an induction cooking method, but I can tell you that if you are on a time of use rate plan, the peak pricing time from 4 to 9 p.m. is going to be higher than a tiered rate plan. Our rates are available online with their current kilowatt hour pricing. But as I stated with the E1 tiered rate plan, that cost increases depending on how much you are using over that month period of time. So it's really hard to say what the difference would be. We'd have to do an average, and maybe that's something that I could work with Actera on afterwards to do some quick calculations and provide that in a follow-up message to all of you, what the average cost might be based on the different rate plans available to residential customers at this time. But I'd need to know the consumption amount, and but our rates are available online at pge.com. That will show you the different prices based on the different times of day, and it's pge.com/rate options.
Thank you, Jessica. Okay, Nancy Kropp, further questions about EMF. I can go ahead and get in contact with some people who would be able to better help you out. We are going to send out a survey at the end of this after the workshop has concluded, and I will be in contact with you to best get you your information regarding EMF, because I don't want any health hazards or risks. Safety is always the priority. So thank you for your concerns, Nancy. Thank you for putting that in the chat, Lauren. Jerry asked again, does the installation of an IC need to be inspected? Depending if you're getting the range or the cooktop, an electric tech is recommended. However, if you're just doing the portable, it's definitely not needed. But in regards to installation, you can get a lot of help with it. When I was on the Home Depot website looking over some of the induction cooktops, they were linking to some help in regards to installations and such. And so when I'm sending out the follow-up email, I can make sure to include that on different resources to be able to better implement your transition to an induction cooktop. Okay, so then that will conclude our workshop today. Thank you so much for attending. Um, it seems as if a lot of folks are already heading out, so I guess we'll take the picture at the next series. But thank you so much for attending. We will be sending out a survey, and I will be linking everything that I mentioned, the rebates, the resources, etc., the Home Depot links. Please fill out our survey. It would mean a lot to us, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.